Welcome to Beyond the Reps podcast, your favorite platform dedicated to discussing fitness beyond the workout. I'm Coach Adri.
And I'm Coach Kay. This podcast is dedicated to sharing our experiences in the fitness world beyond the reps.
Join us every other Wednesday to discuss our experiences as Black and brown women in fitness. We talk about everything fitness in and out the gym, and every time is a good time.
Are you ready, A?
I'm ready, Kay. Let's start the show.
Hey y'all, welcome to Beyond the Rest podcast. If this is your first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Today we are going to check in and get it rolling. So I want to check in with my girl and see how she doing today.
I'm tired. I slept most of the day away. I worked last night, so yeah. I'm tired, but I'm like waking up. We're going to the gym after this, so I gotta wake up. I got some pre-workout in my bags. Oof. I'm good though. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Not bad at all. I had a half day today, so honestly, it was good.
Oh, nice.
I was out of there at 2 o'clock. I had a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
Nothing fun to be off.
That's
but
okay. You off.
I was off, so I'm good. I'm not
off.
tired. I'm ready for this gym, though. I got my pre-workout, though, too, in the trunk, waiting for me.
Needed.
Yep.
Needed. Love that for us. Okay. So before we get into our fun facts, y'all, we have a guest in the studio today. Again, sure didn't ask her. Well, I know her name, so we're just going to introduce her as her name, and you could tell us what you want us to call you. I'm sure it's just your name, but we want to introduce and bring to the podcast Chantel. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So I go by Chantel, or when I'm teaching, I go by Shaunie D.
Okay, Shaunie D.
D, I like that.
So we want you to, well, you've already given us what your name is, how you like to be called. Tell us about yourself, what you do, and then give us one fun fact about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Shaunie D again, and I'm a Pilates teacher. I call myself your not your average Pilates teacher for many different reasons. Come to my class, you'll find out.
I've been there, y'all.
That's on my list.
Toe me up. I want to go back. I'm trying to figure out how to fit back into my schedule.
The schedule, adulting, y'all. I also teach indoor cycling sometimes. I'm certified with that. I also teach bar. I am also a holistic health and wellness coach and herbalist. Fun fact about me is I like grounding in snow. So I'll take my shoes off. I'll take my socks off. I'll put on some shorts and I'll just sit in the snow.
Huh? Were you born and raised in Buffalo?
I'm a Buffalonian. I'm true. Okay. I'm true to the snow. It feels so That's good though. Y'all gotta try. Y'all gotta try it. What's that football player's name that used to play for Buffalo that used to be barefoot all the time?
Oh, I don't know.
He used to walk in. He used to walk into the stadium barefoot.
I don't remember that.
He's an Aquarian. I can't remember his name.
I too am an Aquarian.
But
I won't. You might.
But I understand his vibe. I understand the grounding vibe. It's don't knock it till you try it, but I love doing it. You got to do it at least one time.
I will think about it.
So do you do like ice baths and ice cold plunges and stuff?
I actually like the snow better. I'm not a fan of cold plunging. I'll do it. I know the benefits and everything of it, but I like how the snow feels. It's more so grounding for me than cold plunging and things like that. It doesn't feel the same. It's not the same. Because I am not a fan of that. I do it, but I'm not a fan of it.
Okay.
It's something about the snow.
Is it like snow? Like, what's the temperature outside when you're doing this?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter?
It does not matter. I've done it while it's been snowing. I've done it when it wasn't snowing, but it has to be soft. It has to be like soft snow. I walk into it soft enough for me to like really immerse myself into it. So I walk right into it and I'll be like, all right, it's go time. Boop. And I just sit right in it.
That is crazy.
And yes.
Wow.
It really is centering. It really creates a calmness. You can be listen. You can be ready to do somebody filthy because they made you so mad, and once you come up out of that, it's just like, all right. Now I'ma stay away from you.
See, I gotta use that yesterday.
Now I'ma stay away from you. So no, it's really, I love it. So that's one thing that I do. I do it a lot. People look at me like I'm crazy. I randomly just do it. I go outside, and then afterwards, once I'm done, I'll have my tea afterwards, and it's just like, all right, back to whatever I was doing. So that's a fun fact about me.
Wow.
That's funny because I was literally going to ask the same thing. I said, what about this cold bath? Because I see it all the time and I know the benefits out of it. But I just won't. I be like, no. I'm so scary cat when it comes to the cold.
You got me for 2 seconds and I'm out of there.
You're so funny.
I think the only time I went.
But if you're on a mission to do something, maybe the mental dynamic of what you're actually about to go through won't be as extensive. It may not even exist. It all depends. It's a mind thing. It's all a mindset thing. So y'all got to try it one time and be like, girl, I dig it. For real.
Look, I'm gonna be like, you go
I
first.
love it.
You go first. You go first. You go first.
Man,
So funny.
Okay. All right. That's a very fun fact. Wow. Okay. I ain't never heard that day in my life. You go, girl. Okay. What's your fun fact today, sis?
My fun fact today is the fact that I have this thing with walking down the stairs. Like, I feel like I'm always tripping down the stairs. Most people trip going up the stairs. So, like, yeah, I'd be terrified going down the stairs. So
you
I'm always
like
like,
look at the steps. And
yeah,
like,
sure am. I might do 2 step at one step.
I was about to say, do you step down really slow?
So, like, at work, when I park at the ramps, I be so mad because I feel like getting in the elevator is being lazy, so I don't do it. So people be going right by me. I don't care. I ain't about to trip down these stairs and roll down.
And I'm not rushing because you're trying to come downstairs. I will gladly move aside and let you go because I'm keeping this tempo.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is with, like, going down the stairs. Like I said last time, walking over, like, the metal, what something calls?
oh, the grades.
The grades. Like, I don't know what it is. I just, every time there's something about, I don't like to fall.
Did you fall down the stairs when you was a kid?
I sure did.
It's traumatizing.
But it was because my brother pushed me down the stairs.
That's why you move like that then.
So you should see me go. I'd be like, nah, I'm okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. My fun fact is that I only wear, well, I can say only. I almost only exclusively wear Nike sneakers. I will not buy, I have like one pair of sneakers that's not Nike. I think they're Converse. But all my other sneakers, running sneakers, training sneakers, lifestyle sneakers, they're Nike.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. I just realized that. Literally, I thought about it. I was like, as I was cleaning my closet today, and I was just like,
I don't have anything else.
that's funny. Cool. But I've always been that way. Oh, I guess that's another fun fact. Back in the day, I put together a portfolio so I could be a Nike athlete. I wouldn't buy I had Nike, all my clothes, workout clothes, Nike. All my sneakers, Nike.
Funny.
Headbands, you name it.
Everything.
Yeah, I did a photo shoot of everything. But then when I realized how much work it was, I'm bad at social media in general, so it's kind of like I had to do too much. And I was like, yeah, nah, it would have been nice, but I don't have the capacity to do stuff like that.
All you got to do is tag and hashtag down.
But that's the thing. I don't even, like, you should see how much stuff I have in my phone that I could be putting out as content or whatever. And I just don't have it in me to do it.
No, I feel you on that.
I just don't. I wish I did. Because I do have, like, I think I said up to this before on the podcast, like, I have a lot to offer, but it's like I don't have the capacity to like, even when I go to the gym, like, I don't think about pulling out no daggone tripod and recording stuff. And then you gotta go home and record it. I mean, edit it, and then try to figure out how to put it out. It's too much.
It is a lot.
It's too much.
I respect those that have the capacity to do so, but honestly, when I'm in a gym, I got my headset on. I don't even see. So many people be like, "I was trying to talk to you," or "I saw you and you ignored me." No, I really didn't.
I didn't see you.
I didn't see you. I'm in and out. I don't have time for conversations.
Same.
Let me handle the biz, and I'm out.
I am the same.
Yeah.
The same way. So yeah, I feel that. Okay. So now that our fun facts are out the way, let's get into game time.
It is game time.
It's game time, my girl. Okay, so
I'm
we told you.
A little nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Game time.
So we got 4 questions for you today.
Okay.
The first two are going to be for opinion based, and then the last two are going to be fact based. So the last two are going to be timed, and then the first two aren't.
Okay.
Okay. So who got the first one? You?
I got the first one.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what's one culture tradition that keeps you grounded outside of the gym?
Culture, tradition, as in
Like a cultural tradition, and whatever that means to you, that keeps you
Herbalism?
grounded.
Would that be an answer, herbalism?
It could be.
So I'm an herbalist. So like I literally call myself the Green Witch once I'm done like teaching and working. I have like a whole station set up like in a corner of the kitchen. And I have like all these barrels of like tinctures brewing and herbs hanging upside down that I'm checking to see if they're dehydrated enough to process in the tea blends, or, you know, I got sea moss over here. I got stuff all over the place. I have to burp. I have to burp tinctures and things like that. So you smell that stuff coming out of I live in an apartment building. You can literally smell, when I'm in my tinctures and herbs and things like that coming off the elevator, and I'm all the way at the end because you just smell it. So I'm like always brewing something.
Okay.
You know, I have my Palo Santo, I have my Dragon's Blood Sage going. I'm a whole nother person. I put a head wrap on, and I literally put something like a what do they call it, like a kimono or like moo, or I might just have like a sheer sheath of something on, and I'm in the kitchen barefoot. Like I bless everything with my sage, you know, put intention into it, and I just start turn my Erica by doing something. La Nubians, which is a Afro-French group. And they come out with music in both French and English.
Okay.
It's neo soul, but they're French. So I put something of that realm on, and it's like I'm like a completely different person.
Okay.
So like I really be
I
concocting
think
and brewing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and whenever I am not teaching or like not working, I can't wait to get home. It's something that I look forward to. I'll get mad because I'm at work. I'm like, I don't even want to be here right now. I want to be in my space, like in my element. So that's like a big thing for me. So
okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But no, that definitely counts as I like that. That's cool.
I love it. I love it.
I did this. We had a retreat for work, and a lady came and she was talking about like the different leaves, and she like had us walking, and she was saying something about like barefoot on like the actual like the grounding. So that's really interesting. She had us do like this like little activity thing, and it was really, at first I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever, because I'm like, this is a work at retreat at work, so I'm like, but then it really like calmed me, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. I had to like touch a tree, something like that. It was weird.
It's all vibrational. People don't think about it, but if it gives a deeper perspective when people say I like being barefoot, because you're closer to the earth. Essentially, we come from the earth, you know what I mean, and we return to it. So that's the closest thing to nature that we have. So being in the ground and in the grass while just grounding, or even being on a beach, don't you feel good with your feet in the sand? It's grounding.
That is true.
So I mean, you gotta. We don't think about that, but if you take the time out to think about those parameters of how those things work, it'll give you a full circle moment as to where we come from, and just coming back and becoming one with nature, because we're a part of that.
That's true.
Yeah. So I love all that stuff.
That's cool. I like that. Okay. Second question. What's one thing you wish that the industry understood about our communities, the fitness industry understood about our communities?
Oh, that can go in many different facets. I feel like our community, our fitness community, just the community as a whole, which leads to the mainstreaming aspect that I'm getting into, due to the fact that our community is constantly deserted with everything, and how everything else is catered to everybody else. We're susceptible of not venturing out because of the pool that we're dumped in, of desertation. So we lack knowledge of what's out there. So we tend to go to the things that realms of comfort. So just stationary things. Lifting weights, going to the gym, doing cardio and things like that. And that's really it.
Yeah.
But when you don't have exposure, it creates a point of discomfort, uncomfortness, which isn't always a bad thing depending on what it is that you're feeling uncomfortable about, right? But when it comes to things like that, I don't think it's a good thing. We lack so much. I feel like as a community, we can be doing a lot. We can be more progressive. We wouldn't be dealing with, we may not be dealing with some of the adversities and things that we're dealing with health-wise, holistic health and wellness, socially, and things like that, had we been embraced in those realms. But, you know, things are set up specifically. That's a whole nother conversation.
We're going to get into it today.
Listen.
We're going to get into it today when we get into the topic.
There's a lot that I had to dive into, coming against the grain of being uncomfortable and just being like, okay, they bleed like I bleed. They don't look like I look, but the same narrative is there. They're human. Yeah. So why can't I try? I'm going to test it out. If I don't like it, fuck it. I just won't do it again.
Right.
But until you create that curiosity and that shell of fearlessness to dive and do other things, you're taken away from yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Cool. Like that. All right. You got number 3, right?
I
But
do.
this is a fact-based, right?
We got a timer, girl.
Okay, yeah, let me get my little watch ready.
Oh
Yeah,
my
8
goodness.
seconds. 8
seconds or less.
It's a true or
It's
false.
a true or false.
Right.
Okay.
It's a true and false. So
You got a 50-50 shot.
mm-hmm.
I feel like she might know. We'll see. All right. No, not a timer. I'm looking
And
for a
she'll
stopwatch.
start the timer after
Damn it.
like the minute I'm done with the question.
Okay.
Hold on.
Cool.
Auntie don't know how to work this. Hold on.
That's funny because
Ain't
I
there a
didn't even know
stopwatch
this
on here?
myself.
Me neither. But I feel like I did, but I didn't. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
When,
I'm saying
okay,
yep, like I'm
so
the one
time-
answering.
The timer starts after she asks the question.
Okay. Bring it.
You ready? All right. Yoga originates from African traditions.
True.
The answer
answer?
is false.
No.
Yes.
So-
That's funny. So it originates in India. But African tradition have their own like movement and like meditations and stuff like that.
I don't want to contest against
I'm about
that,
to say, what's your, go ahead and contest.
Comedic yoga was an entity of yoga that was indoctrinated out of Africa. I can't remember what country, but because India was so close to Africa and how some of them migrated into Africa, a lot of the yoga practices as well as like herbalism and things like that. Now they have their own, and I love it, but there was a lot of adopting.
So I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Yeah,
You know?
it's very deep. So I don't want to. I know there's truth in that, but I'm just saying essentially like the birth, like
Because
the
I
birthplace
personally
of it.
believe that everything comes from Africa.
Yes.
So in that, like, I understand where you coming from with that, but we just going off of what the
I get it.
But I get it. I get your point too. So you're not wrong. Because I feel that everything comes from Africa. Okay. Question number 2. The last question. The second fact-based question. All right. Starts after I start the time. Timer starts after I ask the question. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Who is the first black woman to appear on the cover of Shape magazine?
Shape? I'm going to say FloJo. No?
You got 2.
Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Nope. Time. It is Naomi Campbell. 1991.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. I did not know that. Yeah. And I love me some Naomi. Yep. She got that killer walk.
And do.
Listen, that walk is iconic.
And is.
Yes. I did not know that.
Yep. Naomi Campbell in 1991. Okay.
She just retired, I believe, too.
Did she?
I think she did her last catwalk. I want to say was it early this year or last year, but she had a final walkthrough.
Good for
You know, she
her.
has 2 kids now. So she really wants to, you know, be a mom.
Be a mom, yeah. Be
Yeah.
present for her
So I
kids,
love that for
which is
her.
important. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay.
She left her blueprint and then some.
And did. All right. So now the game time is out the way. It's time to go beyond the reps. So today we have Chantel. What do you want to be called, Chantel, or do you want to be called Shaunie D? All right, we got Shaunie D in the place to be, and we are talking about being a Black and brown girl in the fitness industry. So she's already told y'all that she does Pilates, bar, psycho, herbalism, all the things.
Yeah. Name it.
Right? That's her space. Y'all already know what I do. Y'all know what Kay do, right? Okay, so we have a bunch of different things that we are going to talk about today. So Kay, you want to start us off?
Yes, I'm gonna start it off. So we're gonna go right into like more of like experience stuff, not like too much fact stuff. So I'm gonna ask you is was there a specific moment when you realized that fitness could be more than just like a hobby, that it could be a part of like your entity or even like your career?
I had to take my glasses off of this. I had so I used to play basketball. I played basketball for over 20 years. Played track and field, things like
what
that. And got into
position?
corporate center and power forward.
I'm about to say she had to
And,
be a power
I was about
forward.
to say had
She
to
tall.
be. She too tall.
And after stopping that, I became a runner, and I would do like some like field rugby, just playing. No teams or anything like that, but I've always been that type of, queen. So fast forward, I dove into yoga, and I felt the mental medicinal aspects of that. And I was like, I really, really like this. But because of when I started diving into that, I want to say it was like 2012, going into 2013, you didn't see us out here in these streets
At all.
anywhere. When in yoga class, you didn't see us anywhere in those
That's why I
spaces,
never went to
especially
yoga.
hot.
Oh,
Especially
yoga?
hot.
I still ain't been to hot yoga.
I was doing yoga 3 to 4 days a week, and I was just like, this is healing. I was going through a lot. I was in an abusive relationship at that time, and I was like, I need an outlet. It really gave me that mental outlet to really just be like, I'm done with this relationship. I came to a point where I didn't give. I'm Shaunie D, so I'm about to be Shaunie D for real. I didn't give a fuck about what that person did. I didn't give a shit about where they were. My focus was finding ways to ground and get back to where I need to be, because I was so far gone. And yoga was that outlet. So even in a space of whiteness, I embody blackness. I embody myself. And after a few years of doing that, when I finally let that dog go, I was like, okay, there's purpose with what I'm doing. There's so much purpose. There's light. There was like a light that I've never seen before in this particular space and season that I was in. And I was like, after being introduced to yoga and really experiencing what it did for me, I had a conversation with my mom. It was so crazy because I was so uncomfortable with asking my mom, asking for her blessing. I asked my mother for her blessing to become a yoga teacher at the time. And she was like, you really want to do that? She was like, you my Aquarian babe. So I support you no matter what you want to do. It's positive. I see you in your element. You feel good. You have so much light with you. Not saying that you didn't, but it's a different entity or a variation of light that I've never seen halo over you.
Right.
So I'm going to say do it. You have my blessing. So I didn't start my fitness journey into becoming a teacher. But I kind of slept on it because I'm like, my mother is tripping. Like, did I really just ask my mother that? Like, what am I supposed to do? Here I am, a black woman. I'm not a nurse. You know, I'm not doing like the stationary corporate things. I was a supervisor at a job at the time. And I was just like, I'm over this.
Wasn't feeling it.
Like, there's no grounding here. It was good money, but all money is not good money. I mean, it's good in the sense of being legit and legal, but I was not happy. But yoga made me happy. So I was like, maybe there's something else out there for me. Maybe that's where that whole conversation that we briefly had about being uncomfortable in uncomfortable spaces, right?
Yeah.
That we're not familiar with, and that isn't necessarily negative. So I slept on it. I was kind of nervous still, but it just kept nagging. It was like popping up, and I'm like, I'm getting deeper and deeper in these classes. I see the progress, of course, physically, but mentally. And I'm just like, I got to do it. I got to do it. Fast forward, my mom passed in 2016, that following year after I asked for her blessing. And I was like, I got to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
Yeah.
She gave me my blessing. A year and some change has gone by. Shaunie, what is you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So I eventually signed up for the Himalayan Institute, right? And didn't realize that there was a deadline. Well, I knew there was a deadline, but didn't realize how close it was when I got the application. So when I went to turn in my application for their 500-hour program to become a yoga teacher, which is like a year long. Sometimes it goes a little over a year for the 500-hour program. I had just missed the deadline. So they were like, I'm going to put you on a wait list. And I felt like so bummed. I was like, see, you waited over a year, and then you turn this application in late, and you can't start school and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, fuck, what am I going to do now? I am not an online school person. I am very hands-on. It's something with the dynamic of how I'm receptive with education. I have to be hands-on and like up in front. I'm the question asker. Okay. Like I would get on your nerves, you know, but like I have to understand. So I'm like, you have all these different programs online, and I'm just like, they're not real, like not all of them aren't real schools, but it's like I need something where I can actually touch and feel.
Right.
You know, so I was like, I went on Facebook and I was like, I need an in-house yoga institute. I missed the deadline for the Himalayan Institute. I need yoga or Pilates. At the time, I thought Pilates was very similar to yoga. That's another story.
It's not.
After. So I was linked to the Pilates. They were formerly called the Pilates Loft on Allen Street. Okay. And I was introduced to Beth, who owns the Pilates Loft. They changed their name. They went through a revamp during the pandemic. But needless to say, I was linked to her through Nancy, who owns Center Pilates, where I also teach reformer and apparatus Pilates to this day. She linked me to her because she was one of the teachers that were training students that were part of this universally accredited Pilates school called Core Dynamics. And she got me linked up. I did like a little pre questionnaire and all this other kind of stuff. And I got in, and the rest was history after that. So fitness, Pilates became, it turned into a beautiful story of passion, into leading me into one of the best mistakes I've ever made, because my intention was to be a yoga teacher, and I wound up becoming a Pilates teacher from missing a deadline and diving into Pilates under the unrealistic online realm of it looking similar and being similar when in fact it's not. So that's how that came about. So it's a long story.
I mean, but it all kind of came together so perfectly. I think it happened the way it was supposed to happen. Because, like I told y'all, I took her class. She was the first Pilates class I ever took too. And I don't know how I found you though. I feel like It had to
Probably
be like an Instagram or
it had
Facebook
to be.
or something.
Instagram got everything.
And I was like, or I might have asked Facebook, are there any Black or women of color or male people of color instructors who were Pilates instructors or
I was
yoga?
one of two at the time.
And I think somebody put your name in the comments. I found you through Everybody Plus. And I was like, okay. And then I seen that they had a bunch of other classes there that I was interested in. I said, well, I'm going to try the Pilates first. And no, I lied. I went to Stretch with Grace.
Oh, okay.
I went to Stretch with Grace first. And then I scheduled Pilates. And when I tell y'all, I've done yoga before. I like, but first, I do Pilates. I feel like some of the movements we did in her class were similar to things that I do in the gym. But it was like, stuff like I can time it myself. It was on her time. I said, "Oh, yeah, nah." I thought I was strong,
but you are.
It was. Listen, humbles you, but it was great. So yeah, I think it worked out the way that it was supposed to for you. Just hearing that small part of your journey, like it worked out the way it was supposed to. Like your intention is to be in that space, but you probably not really sure like which way to go. Because you had the intention was there, and I think that like for me, for myself, I feel like when you mentioned that when you were doing it, you felt like this is where you were supposed to be. That's exactly how I felt when I first started coaching.
Yeah.
Like I had been doing the working out, the fitness thing forever, and I felt like that's where I'm supposed to be. But like, how do I put myself in a space to do it? You know?
Right.
And then the whole like, all money ain't good money. Like that's how I feel. Like I wanna get out of my job and into coaching and fitness full time. And it's kind of like, you know, it's a scary thing to do when you're in your 30s and you've been working so long. It's like you want to switch gears, but then you also like, my mindset is I don't want to live a life that I feel like I'm always trying to escape from. When I'm coaching and I'm in the space of fitness, I feel like I want to be there all the time. But when I'm at work, I'm like, I got to get up out of here.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely feel that. What about you? Because I feel like what was your moment?
I think for me was, so like when I started my like in the fitness industry part of it, I think I was scared to start. So I think I talked about it before. Yeah. So I did the step classes because it was franchise, and I thought, you know, at least get started.
Yeah.
But I think once I started adding my craft, my 2XL stuff, my boxing, my HIIT, that was like a complete switch for me. I enjoy doing that. Mm-hmm. That was my passion. That was like my craft. And for me, it's like because of like step was just like I had to learn the stuff to then teach the stuff. And it was so stressful. Like I had fun, and I had to realize. So for me, it was like some stuff you could take and have fun, but it's different when you coach it. It is. So like I started with that. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is fun. I want to coach it. I want to do it. I want to start. But I knew what I wanted to do, which was the boxing and HIIT. But I didn't know how to just get out of that comfort to just go and do it. So I figured, let me start here. But then when I started doing my own stuff, I started seeing, okay, this is my passion. I really just enjoy and love taking it. I do not like coaching it. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like when I realized, like, you know, sometimes you really just gotta go with your passion because it's not about the money. And that was my money. Like that was the class that brought the most money and the most client. But I was like, I'm not doing this anymore because I didn't have like the passion for it. I rather just do what I really love to do. So yeah, and now that's just all I do is the boxing and the HIIT. I love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that. It's a good starting point. All right. So the next question that we want to touch on, want to ask is what challenges did you face in your early years, and what have they? What?
I'm just gonna keep those on the table.
And how have they defined who you are now in the fitness space?
I dealt with colorism.
Talk about it.
I dealt with what is size misappropriation in a Pilates space. I dealt with being too articulate in this space. They weren't expecting that in a Pilates space. just verbally articulate, being able to speak and communicate
Because of how you look.
Because of how I look.
Got it.
My experience was hell. My experience was hell in Pilates school, and it was another dimension of hell entering in the realm of teaching. I couldn't get our people into the space at first because first of all, what is Pilates? Is that like yoga? I get that all the time. No, it's not. And by the time I explain what it is, the conversation is over.
Damn, that's crazy.
Secondly, when they look, I tell people, Google can be your best friend or your worst fucking enemy. So the next thing would be can I Google it? I was like, you can, but I don't recommend that you do so because it's going to lay out some false narratives of what a Pilates teachers look like. So, of course, when I say that, they go do it, and I'm not no shade against it. Because, I mean, you got to know you got to know there's some truth in it, but it's not all of it, right? So when people do that, they see a Caucasian or some sort of European descent, thin-esque woman with this slick high ponytail, with the best layout background and a top tier expensive, apparatuses and like props and things like that with the unitard, and then they look at me. Here I am with a fro. I think when I first started, I had a high top. I took it back to the early 1990s. I had a blonde high top.
Ooh.
And I wore mixed matching socks. I had on like a cross color kind of crop shirt that I cut. I turned it into a crop shirt and like some crazy pattern leggings. That's who I am.
Yeah.
So they're looking at me, they're looking at that, like, then they're looking at that, then they're looking at me, and then they're scrolling, they're looking to see how much it is, and then they're looking at me like, that's how much it is? Wait, you said you're a what? But you don't look like that. But you don't talk like us. Gone.
Damn.
Being in the presence of... There's supremacy in fitness. There's colorism supremacy in fitness. There's white supremacy in the fitness realm. So when student teaching in a reformer studio and was advertising myself, and my mentor would sometimes she would book me with people, or would have me student teacher assist, or would just say, book with Chantel so she can get her hours in, or she's also here teaching for me. And those times would come about, or if I was sub-teaching a mat class, no one's registered. Weeks in advance notice. They see me in the studio. They know who I am. Nothing.
Now, what was the clientele? I'm assuming
it was white.
Okay.
It was white, and I understand some people, they create a comfortness and relationship.
True.
with teachers,
but you know what,
and instructors.
Not to cut you off, but I don't want to miss this point. They create, like you said, the comfortability with the coaches and stuff, like whatever. It's like same thing at NLB, right? People will come to my class on Wednesdays. I coach on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not there on a Wednesday, seeing them on the schedule, they'd be like, well, I'm not going to class, right? So I get that. But at the same time, on the flip side of it, us going into these spaces, if I wanted to go to a Pilates class, it took me forever to find a Pilates instructor that looked like me to go to feel more included. Because when I went to your class, they were like, I still felt like a minority in there.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess I don't understand that mindset, because like we have to live our lives.
Yeah.
in spaces to where if we want to try something or go somewhere, we have to just say, oh, I'm going to be one of one in this space. But I'm going to do it, or if I want to do it, I got to do it regardless, because I'm not going to find a space with people that look like me.
Right.
So on the flip side of it, it's like the people who weren't signing up for your class, like, sure, they may be familiar with instructors there, but if they want to take the class, take the damn class.
Take the class. That's it. So that's my thing. You're like, it's Pilates. If anything, I'm gonna be so by the book at this point, because I need to make sure everything is lined up, because you are experienced, I'm not experienced, you are. So I gotta make sure my shit is between the lines, okay? I don't need nothing jagged. I don't need any loops. I don't need any peak points, low points. I want an overall good experience, but I was not properly given that opportunity. Right. So I got to a point where I went to a Black Girl Pilates conference. Shout out to Sonia. I love you so much. But she created Black Girl Pilates. Had I not gone to that conference, because I was like, at this point, I was like, fuck it. I'm done. I'm so done. What am I investing my time? What am I investing in besides negative feedback, rejection, just rejection on top of rejection on top of rejection on top of rejection? Let's not go into learning how to cue and teach a body that looks like mine while in Pilates school. My body wasn't well navigated in that space, because they didn't know how to. Some of the stuff I needed variations for. I don't like to use the word modification, because it creates mental deterrent of defeat. So I don't like to use that word. So variation. I never use the word modification in my class. So they had an issue. They had multiple issues of curating some sort of solution as to how to allow me to fully embrace that space of whatever exercise they needed me to do. I'm short torsoed. I have a high lumbar. I am all legs. My legs are not skinny. I got big legs. So I'm like not plus size up top, but I'm very plus size at the bottom. So with some of the movements, the connections are different, but that's why God created us to be this way, to be universally beautiful, as we all are, and uniquely crafted, right? If we all looked like robots, where would the teaching skills come in? Where would let me learn how to articulate and learn all of these beautiful bodies come in? When would you have the opportunity? You wouldn't. So with that, I had an issue with that. So with me not even being able to like embrace the trauma that I've endured in school, to utilize into making someone feel so good and welcome in that space of knowing that they're worthy and that their body is beyond equipped to do Pilates. I wasn't given that chance. So the conference that I went to in New York, the Black Girls Pilates conference, that saved me into remaining in the Pilates realm. Had I not gone to that, because I was still a student here, I was ready to drop out. I was just like, I can't. But at that point, it created so much light because of the diversity, because of the sisterhood, and how we were learning so many different bodies, and just learning how to navigate them so people can feel what needs to be felt. In the realm of Pilates, it had me coming back, and I was like Angela Davis of Pilates. Literally, I was coming in, I was busting through everything. I know that's right. I was like, you gonna get this. Yeah. You gonna get this. And some time later, here I am. So, I have all different walks of life, all different cultures, all different sexes, in my space. And it's because I had to command that space. I had to be like, okay, I'm gonna take this work of uncomfortness and I'm gonna flip that shit around. And I'm gonna create my own table. It's gonna be this colorful ass Black woman that created her own table. And you're gonna come to get this work, but I'm gonna love you, and you're gonna know that I'm passionate about what about what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but also I'm going to create that space of you feeling comfortness because I didn't get that.
Right.
So that's been a goal of mine. That's been my mission. That's been that has become beyond a passion of mine to continuously allow people to feel the worthiness that they are in this space, because I still deal with colorism and just the whole fatism and things like that in that space until I start teaching. Then the whole narrative switch. This is why you can't judge a book by its cover.
Man.
You cannot.
You cannot.
And you cannot. And I can sense it. I don't call people out.
Yeah.
But I let it out on the floor amongst them. So you're going to get this work. Oh, I see what I'm dealing with today. Let me show you why you don't come up into a space with that mindset.
Yeah, with preconceived notions. Because honestly, like when I took your class, I didn't know I just knew you were black. And I came in, I was like, okay, I said she's a plus, like a more plus. Now I won't say you're plus size, but no, but
I am, but
she's
I
not
embrace
like you weren't like, you didn't look like the Pilates instructors that I would expect to see. But I knew that you being an instructor at that studio, you knew what the hell you were doing. So I said, I don't know what's about to happen in this class, because again, I've never taken Pilates. But then I was like, okay, music. Actually, I think I went during Black History Month. So you had like this fire playlist, and I was like, okay. I said, okay, I like the vibe. It's cool and everything. Like I said, kick my ass. So I was just like, I'm cool with this, right?
Yeah.
But I trusted that you knew. I didn't look at you and be like, oh, I don't know what the hell she gonna do for me, type. Because like, even though I know what like Pilates instructors typically look like, I trusted that you were an expert in your craft, and you were going to get and you were going to do what I was going to get what I came to get out of your class. And I
appreciate
did.
that.
So it was like, I can understand that, like, even like, I'm like, okay, she don't look like a Pilates instructor I'm supposed to look like, what I've seen, but I know that she know what she's doing, because otherwise she wouldn't be at this studio, she wouldn't be an instructor. And I had already went through your page and seen how long you've been doing it and everything. I said, I trust that I'm going to get... Now, and if it wouldn't have been what I was looking for, then I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't the instructor for me.
Right.
But I trusted that the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing. Like, I didn't know Kay had hands like she had hands. But when I went to her class, I was like, oh, okay, she do this. But then I found out later that she come from a background of boxing. So I'm like, I don't, if I'm showing up to your class, I already have trust in that instructor, trust in that, where that space that I'm going to get what I want to get out of it. If I don't like it, then I don't come back. But I try to be diligent in that way, as far as like looking up who I'm going to see, how long you've been doing this, what's the, what does your clientele look like, what are the reviews?
Yeah.
Like, that's how, I feel like that's how everybody should gauge.
Everybody.
If you're going somewhere new, if you're trying something new,
but
especially
see, people
something
have
like
this
Pilates.
mindset of just fitness, the non-norm fitness of the Black and BIPOC community, that is such a luxury. It becomes this whole communion of a non-real aesthetic when it's just a method of movement. Literally.
Yeah.
I tell my students also, this is another thing. I don't be playing in my class. I don't be playing.
She do not play.
I make them say,
okay.
Pilates is not an aesthetic, but a method of movement. Keep your mindset as to what that is for you. Because when you look at the outside, the pretty stuff, and then you come up into this space and you take my class and you like, oh, it ain't none of that, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Pilates is healing. Pilates is movement therapy. I don't care what you decide to do. None of it is luxury. It's created for you to live a purposeful life of being able to move and fulfill activities of daily living. Because if you're not utilizing movement therapy and your whole mindset is of this aesthetic, it looks good, you're not fully immersing yourself in it. So you might be setting yourself up for failure in those realms. So I make my students say, while they're moving, it could be anything. They can be doing swan or whatever. Swan dive. Listen, can I hear you? Pilates is not an aesthetic. It's a method of movement. I'm like, I can't hear you. Can you say that louder? And they do. and mind your own damn practice.
Yeah.
Mind your own damn practice.
I like that. Man.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Man, this is great. Like this. All right. Okay, you got the next question?
Yes. So how have cultural backgrounds, traditions, or music influenced your approach to fitness?
Oh, I love my music. And I'm Black and I'm proud. So in my classes, I celebrate Women's History Month. I think you came during Black History Month or Juneteenth weekend, one of the two.
It was Black History Month. I was the winter time, so.
Every time I teach, so like for Black History Month, I'm one of two Black instructors at the moment at Everybody Plus, but I'm at other studios too. I'm the only, I'm not going to say I'm the only Black teacher at other studios, but as far as Pilates, at Everybody Plus specifically, I teach mat Pilates there. And I love how the space was created to just be you. There may have been some resistance with some things, but I'm like, I got this. I got it. Like, just trust me on it. But I just love how I'm able to embrace my radical Blackness in that space. So for the month of February, I teach mat Pilates Thursday nights and Sunday mornings. Every single class for the month of February that I teach is some sort of curated Black AF list.
That was a good
playlist
that
we fulfill class to over the course of that hour. So you're gonna get this work, you gonna get a whole lot of Blackness up in here too.
It was blackity black. I said, yeah, I like this. But I was like, dang, that's another thing I wanted to come. I think I've been to maybe 2 or 3
I want to say you've been to like 3 classes.
I don't know. I mean, the music was always good, but that class specifically, I said, man, this is my kind of tech carrying on up in here.
Didn't you feel good after you left? Listen.
I was over there having a ball. I didn't even feel the pain. I said, yes, I'm Black and I'm proud. That's what
I do. So like music really is my thing. I would love to curate like herbalism. I feel like I do holistic wellness with the whole mental scope of what needs to be the focus on during that class, and to just embody where you are at that moment, because yesterday isn't today. So with knowing that, give yourself grace in your movement and do what you can. Enjoy it. Yes, it's a workout, but you also need to be embodying how you feel, embodying what you're intaking, but also saying goodbye to the things you're letting go on that mat. Too. So that's where the holistic wellness aspect comes in. So I bring in a lot of culture through music, but I also bring that in because I don't know what kind of space people are in coming in. But my goal is to allow you to take up space, take in whatever you need to take in, but also to those that, while taking in, you got some shit you need to let go. Sometimes it's the teachers. A lot of times it's the teachers. We're human just like everybody else. Let that shit on the floor. Let it on the floor. So that's where that whole thing comes in. And, I get so many people coming to me crying and saying, just thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being so transparent and real. I get a lot of people telling me you're like the most raw, like speaking, and just like your communication and just your empathy, all of that in one ball. You literally saved me today. I get that so much. But I feel like I wouldn't be a good teacher if I didn't embody that, because when that hour is done, I got shit I gotta deal with. Man. I'm speaking to myself a lot. Honestly, I am speaking to myself while speaking to my students, because life be life, and sometimes an adulting will have you want to call somebody collect.
Okay, listen, and at NLB we do a reminder of the day every class, right? And the coaches have to come up with whatever that is. And every time that I go in, it's always from a personal standpoint.
Yes.
But I also know I do that because, one, like you said, we be going through shit.
Yes.
And they be like, we gotta, if it's something I want to get off my chest, something I want to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it. But at the same time, I also realize that people in that room are experiencing the same thing. Because as soon as I put the message out there and I talk about whatever perspective, and I always say I put this up there because I personally X, Y, and Z, and I know somebody in here feel me, and then you can see everybody in the room reacting. Yeah. So it's kind of like you can't, like, because the human experience is very similar if you really think about it.
Yes.
So, yeah, as coaches, like, I feel like especially in the fitness space, I feel like fitness is already a form of, like, therapy, right?
It is.
And then giving them that extra, whatever it is that you have to get from a personal standpoint, that makes that experience that much better for me. That's why, like you said, you get the people coming up to you after class saying, like, thank you for whatever it is that you gave to me today. It's like that. Those are the things that matter. It's not about you making a workout and like making them sweat and okay, see you next time. It's about what did they really get out of that workout?
What did they really get, and whose life you may have saved?
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah,
because we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know what somebody is going through. They just show up. Sometimes, like it's been plenty of times people come to class and like, you don't know what it took for me to get here. I'm just so happy that I got here today. So it's like you don't, and I think us as like Black and brown women, especially in spaces where it's like, like you go into a space, and I don't know how many people of color come to your classes, but like in the classes that I'm in, I don't see as many that I coach. But the ones that do come to my, and rather they're people of color or not, like they have an appreciation.
Right.
I think as Black and brown women, I think when we show up in spaces, I think we already have like this thing on us to where people see us as like super women in general, because it's kind of like, everything kind of originates from us.
Yes.
So everybody can feel something in us regardless of where you come from, right? So they look to you for whatever it is, whether it's an aesthetic thing, whether it's a internal like power thing, whatever it is that they're looking for, they can find it in us. And I think everybody knows that, whether they like to admit it or not. They know that. So the spaces that when we are able to show up in spaces in the way that we do, especially in the fitness realm, I feel like we touch people deeper because of who we are and where we come from. No, I know that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You anything you want to add before we go to the next question?
No. Is the next one yours?
I think so.
I think I'm on.
Yes. Yeah. It is. Okay. So I want to ask, what is your proudest moment so far in your fitness journey that affirmed that you're on the right path? Like, what was the proudest thing that be like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be?
I'm going to say the community that I've created. And being unapologetically who I am. I have never tried to meet the mode of what the hell does a Pilates teacher, what is this supposed to look like? Like, it's like, what is a president supposed to look like? Like, you know what I mean?
We don't know.
But, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, creating a community and also being that pillar myth buster as to why you should not judge what a fitness teacher looks like. This is the most in Buffalo that I've seen people of color and Black people embody themselves in a Pilates class. Now, since I've become a Pilates teacher, there's a few other Black women that are Pilates teachers, and I love that because at one point it was just me.
You. I think I just found out about one other one here.
There's like 3.
Okay.
There's like 3. So there's
but that's crazy to think about. 3?
I know,
and that's still not a lot. That's the whole thing. But that means a lot coming from a space where you're the only one fighting for consistent clientele, and
but it's 2025.
or a class, just one person. So I am happy with that. I'm not satisfied. I'm happy with that for now. There's a difference.
Now, are you saying that you're happy with that for Buffalo or just in general?
Because I'm happy for that in Buffalo because Buffalo can be very segregated and is in a lot of different ways.
True.
So to see that there's multiple of us in of us in these streets, teaching Pilates and just creating that diversity of what Pilates teachers look like, and we all look different, but fulfilling the same thing as being teachers with training and just being who we are unapologetically. That makes me happy. I didn't have people I can talk to like that. I can't talk to my sister. She won't even come to my classes. My sister won't even come to my classes, so I can't have these conversations with her. I can have conversations with her as to why you should not give up when you're striving for something. But from a Pilates teacher to a Pilates teacher, I can't have the same conversations that I like to have, sister to sister with myself and a white instructor. I just can't.
True.
So to know that there's multiple of us in these streets, and I don't know them, I haven't personally spoken to them yet, but I know if I bumped into them and I had a conversation with them about some things based off of, concerns or anything based off of just the culture of Pilates or even colorism, we like this.
They be locked in.
So I'm not content. I'm not satisfied, but I can say for once of the years that I've been teaching Pilates, I can say that there's happiness in my heart seeing that there's multiple of us out here. So
okay, like that. What about you? To answer that question, what was your moment that you felt like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and either like, be it with step boxing?
I think it was like impacting like some of the people that were showing up in class. And I think for me, it was a guy that came up to me, and that was completely like off guard for me. Because when he came up to me, he came to my class and he's like, wow, what the heck is this? It was a boxing class. He's like, I ain't never in my life not struggle, but like it was a tough class. Boxing is not easy. It's not for the weak. It's just really not. So if you're not coming in mentally prepared for it, it's gonna be tough. And he just couldn't believe it. He was like, you're a female and you kicked my ass. And I was just like, yeah, this is, again, don't judge a book by its cover. And that for me was like a really big eye opener, because I was like, usually most guys don't attend group classes to begin with, and to impact and like be an eye opener to a male, to me, was like, because we're a double minority, female
and
brown, black, and then you have a, so that was like my biggest thing for me.
That's crazy, because I feel like for me it's the same thing, but not in a class. It was like, I had a client, like a personal training client, and it was like, I wanted to see if we'd be a good fit type, and it was a guy, and he couldn't make it through half the workout. And it was like, dang, I got so much more respect for you, because it's kind of like, I didn't expect you to, really like get me like this, but appreciated it for what it is that I brought to the table. So it was kind of like, I would absolutely stay with, and I think, because I feel like in classes, it's, I get it in class. People will come and they'll be like, whatever. They'll have something good. And it's always good to have that, right? But I think in those more like personal experiences, especially because I feel like sometimes in group classes, you can kind of like impact everybody in the same way. Because like everybody's doing the same exact workout. And like the personal aspect is like when it comes to you after class and they say, this was great or whatever it is, right? But I think like when you're doing like a one-on-one thing, it's very personal. It's like you don't have no choice. Like it's not like you've curated this workout for that person, and it's like you're doing what they've told you what it is they're looking for. You giving them what it is that they asked for, and then they get what they asked for out of it. And I think and it's like when you realize the impact that you have on people, and it's like also I will say like since I had been like just present online in any kind of way, and then I stopped posting or whatever because I'm not a social media person, people be like, oh, like I'll meet people out and they be like, I follow you on Instagram and like your journey has inspired me, and I like I appreciate your work ethic and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, like, and the thing is, I never did any of this for, like notoriety. I've never done any of it for people to be looking at me or whatever. I just did it because this is my life, this is my journey, and I feel like this is what I'm passionate about. And that's how I just share that with people in that way, not to be like, oh, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, this is truly just about me. Right?
Yes.
And it's just like, if you get something from what it is that I'm doing, I think when you're doing something that you're passionate about and is reaching people unintentionally, I think that's when you know, like, this is where you're supposed to be.
Yep.
So
That's a diamond.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Love that. Do we have any more questions? We got one more, right?
Yes.
Unless did we touch on this already or no?
A little bit, but I guess we could just wrap it up, but at least just with our Beyond the Rap segment. So growing up, did you see any like women that look like you in fitness spaces? And if you did, how did it impact you in your journey?
Not until I was in high school. There was a shot putter by the name of her name is Michelle Williams,
Okay.
and she's about my height. She was like 245.
She
And
probably
she was killing it.
She was probably
She
killing
won
it.
gold at the Olympics multiple times.
No, that's right.
Yeah. So when I saw her, it's one thing to be in basketball. Basketball is basketball.
You got Lisa Leslie.
Yeah.
And
But in like track and field to see, because even in track and field for like the shot putters and things like that, you have more you have some very solid, very muscular toned women, but even then the statuette of them are still thinner. I don't know if I'm saying that right or if it's appropriate, but to see her like me, to see her my height and be like 245, stacked, black, twisting her hair, had a fro at one point, and she's throwing in a shot put. I was like, oh my God. Like I loved it. That fueled me so much to see that. So I just wanted to be very detailed with that, because outside of seeing her, I see black women all the time, playing basketball. My mother was a basketball player.
okay, mama.
Seeing her, but like to actually see someone on TV,
Yeah.
it's different. Mom is
different.
mom. Mom had the hands, like she taught me how to play. She played college ball until she got pregnant with me, and things like that. But to actually be on your journey as to what you want to do and want to be an athlete, and to see somebody that's like built like you, stacked like you, throw that shot put, like what? That fueled a lot of fire. Yeah. So I would say someone that really resonated, who I look like physically, I want to say high school.
High school.
And I was running track and field then. I was throwing a shot put. I was doing the long jump, and I did some running events also. So I did a lot of relays.
Okay.
A lot of relays. And I enjoyed running the 800. I did a lot of that. So,
girl.
which is 2 laps. So, yeah.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
So the school isn't open anymore. So I went to Kensington High School until they closed. And then my senior year, I had to go to Grover and graduate because I was in health and medical allied careers at Kensington. Okay. And I was studying to be a nurse, but Pataki in transition with him being a governor to the next governor, they made cuts. So I couldn't take my board exam to be an LPN. And there were no other programs comparable to that outside of Grover where I could have become a medical assistant or health assistant / CNA certified. So I went ahead and did that.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay. I went to City Honors, so.
Nice.
Yeah. And it wasn't in the Buffalo.
Cardinal Hero.
Cardinal Hero. Got you. Okay. What was the question? I forgot. I want to answer it.
The question?
I feel like I had something to say.
Growing up, did you see any women that look like you?
No. I feel like for me, the only person that I felt like kind of embodied, like at least like my body type, was Serena Williams. But I tried tennis. It didn't work out for me. I ran track in high school too. I feel like there was not But I also felt like I was just always like just athletic. I didn't necessarily know like what part of the athleticism I wanted to tap into until I was in college. So when I got in college, it was like, no, I didn't know of any like women that looked like me that was doing what I was interested in doing. When I started my journey, Instagram had just like I think it was like 2013. No, I feel like Instagram came out in like 2012, 2013, and I started my journey in 2011. So it was like around that time though, and I think the first person I saw on Instagram, she wasn't black. I think you say her name, Massey Arias. Yeah, she was the first. Is it Macy or Massey? I don't know.
Yeah,
but that was the first person that I saw, and I followed her, and her journey was literally like exactly similar to like where I was and where she was and where she started and like everything. So that was like how I kind of like watched what she was doing, and I just adapted to what I was doing. And then obviously over the years more people started popping up online to where I can follow these people and stuff. And then it was like, it's crazy because like over the years I think I noticed that some of the women that I used to follow back in the day, I unfollowed them because I felt like when I first started following them, it seemed like they had like good work ethic and they were doing what I was doing. But then it just turned into like a more of a aesthetic thing, and it's just kind of like, you know, they just want to do these specific exercises so that their body can look like this, and that's not the way that I've ever trained, and that's not the way that I want to live. Because as the older we get, the more I want my body to feel like it did when I was 21. So it's kind of like, you know, so I'm not looking for aesthetics because anything can happen to my body to where I can't look like this no more. I'm not going to look like this anymore, especially as you get older. Yeah. So it's kind of like I want my body to be functional. So I still follow Massey, but it's a lot of people who I just stopped following because it's kind of like, you're not contributing to me and what it is that I want to see and what I'm doing anymore. You know?
It's not your purpose.
No,
that's not your purpose.
Yeah.
So if the lineage of purposeful, being purposeful amongst each other, or what the inspiration I'm looking for in that person. Yeah. If it's gone stale. What do you do with stale?
You gotta go.
Throw it out. You gotta go. Goodbye. Adios.
Gone stale.
Yeah. So I feel that. Yeah. Okay. For sure.
Well, I just say for me, boxing was my thing, so you don't really see too many women in boxing. So no, honestly, and I think I didn't start to see like women that look like me until like I started my weight loss journey, and I was getting in the gym like outside of like just at the gym with my father at the boxing gym. Because when we get to the boxing gym, it's just all boxing. It's not like a catalyst, not like an NOB. Like it's just a bunch of rings and bags. Yeah. So it wasn't until I started my journey to lose weight in 2018, I believe it was, that I was like, oh, there are women out here that work out. Because in my mentally, I was like, all I saw was guys. I didn't really see too many women work out. My mom is really petite and small. Not that she didn't have to work out, but, you know, you're not going to catch her in the gym. Yeah. She does stuff now, but, and honestly, she started when I started. My mom never worked out before.
Look at you inspiring mom.
Mom be out here, too. Yeah. Mom be out here.
So, yeah, no, I never had that.
I mean, and that's telling, I think. I think that's telling, but, you know, like, it is. That's what we're talking about. All right. So we are going to wrap this thing up with our flex and reflect. So you want to ask yours first? You want to ask me first?
I can ask mine first. Okay. So what barriers do you think Black and brown women still face like now in fitness spaces or like even leaderships and roles with the industry?
I think I'm going to circle back as to how you're supposed to look. And Instagram has created such a inhumane,
aesthetic, unrealistic,
toxic environment as to if you don't look like this, you ain't doing it right. Or if you don't teach like this, you're not a good teacher. If you don't use these things, you won't get the clientele that you need, or you're not doing it right. There's so many different ways that just
Exhausted.
It's exhausting, and that's where I resonate with you as to not. I'm trying to do better with the social media thing, but I don't like it because everywhere I turn around, I just see just fakeness.
Yeah. But I think to combat that, I feel like I feel like you have a lot to offer to the space, right?
Yeah.
Just because social media is the way people get their information, a lot of, especially with whatever it is, right? I think the way to combat that, and I think that's the way that I've always kind of I used to be very, if you go back on my page and see the stuff that I put, I used to be very intentional about talking about how, building a body naturally is the only way to go, and being functional, not just building a body, but, being functional in fitness is super important. And I used to be very intentional about that because I never put emphasis on, on any part of my body. It was literally just a full body experience, right? Yeah. So I think to combat that, it's you have to be intentional about the way that you put the information out and be very aggressive, as opposed to being and then I think the more you do it, the more people will kind of be like, you know what, she right. She right. She on to something.
Well, once the the mental barriers have been broken, because a lot of people are brainwashed of these things.
Oh, for sure.
It's a constant battle as to second guessing everything that you do, almost because of Instagram, and just not even just Instagram, but social media. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's not. You don't know what's authentic, what's heartfelt, what's really not. Don't. There's so much masking going on, and it's once you get between those layers of things like that, you push it enough, I feel like people come back to being human again. There's a little speck of opening of, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then they go back to looking at what they were following.
What they were, yep.
And they're like, that's not true. Or that's wrong. Let me go back to the other person who created space for me mentally and go down this rabbit hole and see, this is what it is. We've lost so much of just,
I know.
It's
just using our brain and just so concerned about just following. It's all about following. It's you're not them.
Yeah.
Half of these people don't even know who they are because they're following somebody else.
Yeah.
I embrace being who I am. Man. I embrace being who I am in the space that I'm in, and I'm just what you see is what you get. I don't compare and contrast myself to other Pilates teachers in the city on Instagram or anything like that. I will never be like them, but I can embody, embrace who I am, because only I can be who I am.
True.
And either you're going to respect or enjoy it or not. And I respect that, because there's classes that I've been to and I'm just that's not for me.
Yeah.
But it's almost like it's a twisted. It's like a twisted yet beautiful fate of knowing that God created us to just be uniquely crafted, being our own beings. We're not supposed to like everything.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you do like something, if you're going to love it, that's amazing. But guess what? If you don't like it, that's also amazing, because it's not supposed to be robotic. So I feel like once we come back into the realm of embracing just what being a human is and what our purposes are and how it's not supposed to be like the person next to us, the whole fitness realm in itself will change.
Yes, I agree. Good. Well put. Well said.
Well, she repped it a real good.
Sure did. And last question, before we can wrap this up and do our accountability and get out of here. If you can leave a legacy in fitness, what would you want it to be?
Be yourself.
That's honestly, and I think that's a what is it? A small statement with a big meaning. And I think you embody that. I think you embody that for sure.
Yeah.
Be
yourself.
And that's huge too, because I feel like when I first started, with just being intimidated or just the anxiety or just that double, you're almost I was almost self-sabotaging myself. with just like all those negative or like, what if I can? What if I can't? What if I look like this? What if I look like that? Like, it wasn't until I started just being myself and being authentic that everything kind of just went with the flow.
Yes.
Like, there was no more like other thoughts.
And you don't have to remember to be your damn self.
You
Because
can't.
you are yourself. You know what I mean? That makes everything 10 times easier and less stressful. You know what I mean? So it's like, be yourself.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Yourself.
Be
2
yourself.
words. Be yourself. Be your damn self. Own
Be your
it.
damn self.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's do our accountability before we wrap this thing up.
Yes.
All right. So every week we try to put something out that want to be held accountable for before we come back and record again.
You gonna stack them up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stack 2 this week. I feel like.
Okay.
Dang, I'm trying to think. Okay, I've been real bad with meal prep lately.
Ooh.
Real bad. Woo! Felt. I've been bad, man. It's been bad. So I went to the grocery store, but like I just feel like I haven't been prepping the way that I should prep. It's like it's been like a day by day thing and not like a cook everything
That's rough.
the way it's supposed to be.
To my life.
So meal prep, I have to. I'm like really trying to like lock back in. Not trying to. I don't like using that word. I'm locking back in and I'm getting back on track. So meal prepping and it's not buying food out, not buying like takeout food. Like if I got food I got food at the house. So definitely meal prepping. And I'm trying to think what's the next thing I would like to be doing. Oh, I don't know. That meal prep has been kicking my ass though. I've been good with my workouts, being back in the gym, but I need to get back to running again. I was running for a little bit, and then I wasn't running no more. So I bought new running sneakers, so I don't really have an excuse.
I was about to say, see, that should be your motivation right there.
I mean, it would be, but
And they Nikes.
they are.
See?
You're right. They
Put
are.
them on look, and tag them.
Listen, true. Yeah. So I would say meal prep and then running. I would like to be able to get back to doing at least 6 miles a week.
You got it.
Like that's fair.
That's fair. That's
6 miles.
doable.
6 miles a week is good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And today's Monday.
Because you can
right?
kind of do that in 3 days, maybe 4,
Yeah.
depending how you want to break it down.
6 miles.
You
a
got
week.
it.
Okay. Cool. That's mine.
Yeah.
What you got?
For me is so moving into this house and all this clothes that I didn't know I have, and it just kind of makes me feel a little bad because there's people out here that don't have stuff, and like, why do I have all this stuff? I already donated 6 bags,
That's awesome.
so I'm happy about that. But I still have a lot of stuff, so I think
I should
my
add
biggest
that to
thing
mine.
is I think I'm going to go through my clothes one more round, see how much more I could get out of there. 'Cause especially for work now, like I really am in like kind of uniform-ish, kind of.
That's how I be.
So now I'm like, I don't even need all this clothes anymore. So I think I'm going to go through my clothes and I just go through it, put them on. If I don't love it, it has to go.
Yeah.
Like it has to fit me exactly how I like it. Ain't no more, oh, if I gain a little bit, it fits good. If I lose a little bit,
Yeah.
no, if
No.
it
In that
does, no,
moment.
it got to go.
I love the direct intention with that because
I have
how many
to.
times do we do that?
But
I only wore it twice. I need to at least get one more wear. And
Yeah.
then it's like sitting there for like 2-3 more years,
Ain't
and
touched
you
it.
only came across it because you forgot about it.
Forgot about it. And it was so sad. So because I had all these like crew neck shirts. So I took them for work to get my stuff on it. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, why do I have... So, yeah. So, that's number one. Because also, like, I have a bunch of bins. I'm like, I should have just my closet and not just bins full of clothes. Like, this is ridiculous.
yeah.
So, that and get back on track. But between vacations, moving, back to school, the contract for the business, it's been chaotic for the last 8 weeks. So
okay.
I really have not been in the gym like at all.
Where we going today?
So today we get to start.
We going today.
So I got to go back to my 3 to 4 days a week, starting this week. So
All right. What about you?
So me is to first of all, I have a few. So meal prepping. When you said meal prepping, I'm like,
I
oh
said
my
she
God.
felt that. She jumped on that train.
A safety net for me with that is just I'm gonna just have a salad.
Okay.
So I literally, my sister's like, if you make one more damn salad for dinner, there's other food, and I'm just like, listen, salad in the bag, check the ingredients in it. There's nothing to squeeze some lemon and some olive oil and just dump that on there and have a protein on top. There's dinner.
Yeah.
Easy. But I need to be more intentional with my foods, right? So with that meal prepping, I also wanted to go raw for a month. I haven't been able to do that because my schedule's been like chaotic. I just started a new class. Well, like not just started, but a few months ago, a bands class. Is not your average bands class. So I started that. So like curating that and trying to build up clientele for that and like create workouts for that and things like that. It gets kind of crazy. So juicing, meal prep, and also running. So I'm triathlon training.
Ooh.
And it's been a very aggressive ride, but like these last 6 weeks, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this day. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. And then the next day, I'm like, I gotta double time that because I missed the last 2 days. And that's not, first of all, that's not conducive. That's not productive. Yeah, right. And man, that recovery is brutal. You shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
Right. So just being more strategic with my schedule and getting back on my regimen that I did have initially for my triathlon training.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, those are all good.
These are good. Okay, these are some good stuff.
We're gonna check in and make sure that we are doing those things.
Please do, because we like. Listen, did you run a day? I'm about to do it right now.
Trust me or trust us. We're gonna check in, and you could check in with our other guests. We be on it. So what did you do? Send us the picture. Let's see it. Worth the watch. Yup, we're gonna be on it.
What's going on? All right. Before we get out of here, can you want to tell the people where to find you?
Yes. So I have 2 Instagram pages. I'm trying to put more of my Pilates stuff on my Pilates page via Instagram. So it's not your average Pilates. It's my Pilates Under the Sun icon, and it's at not the word not with a K, just NOT, not your average Pilates. That's what it's called. Also, you can get a lot of information about herbalism and things like that from my personal page as well, which is at Shaunie D Healer _34. That's SHAUNEE like Edward, the letter D, the word healer, HEALER _34. And they're both connected.
Okay, love that.
Yes,
all right, well, that will wrap up this week's episode of Beyond the Reps. Thank you so much, Shaunie D, for coming in and talking. This was a great conversation.
Amazing.
Loved it. It was great.
Colorful.
Yes.
Love it.
Leave your comments, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good things. And anything you want to add? All right, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.